Hey everybody, and welcome back to Unbox Analysis. Today we are going to check out the top knife haul from Temu. Now the top knife haul is a little bit confusing because in order to get these top lists, I have to get them directly from the sellers. So I have to wait and I get mixed lists and then I compare all of the lists to get what I can describe as the most accurate top 5. Now there were a few kind of mixed ones, so we're going to go with about the top 7 or 8 and we're going to check them out. Now today's video is partially sponsored by Patriot coolers, but more on that here in a bit. We're going to start with this knife. This knife was purchased in one of the old Temu knife videos about a year ago at this point. This thing has been used 5, 6, 7, 10 times a week ever since I purchased it. Let's check out the blade. What do you guys think? Not too bad. This has not been sharpened even one time, so let's see if it can handle the paper test. Not bad. Not bad. So it ripped a little bit at the end, but it cut through, and let's keep in mind this was a super inexpensive knife bought from Temu over a year ago. The blade's not chipped or cracked, and it's definitely been used in places it shouldn't have been, so that's just going to give us an idea. Now, that said, a lot of people on this channel say, buy American, buy American. Guys, I do. I promise you. So, another little example I have for a knife, this is just kind of a fun show off. This is not from Temu. So if you guys want to support American, buy from this. This right here is a blade made by a really good friend of mine. We served in the US Navy together. This is from a company called Bilgewater blades. This is a little over $300. This knife has also been used and featured in a lot of videos, so I like to show it off. I'm going to put his link down below. If you want to buy American and that is your goal, this is as American as it gets. This is made by a US Navy service member. This guy pours his heart and soul into his products, and the quality in every aspect of this blade shows. So go check them out, guys. Not sponsored. This is paid for. I just like to show you guys really good quality products when I find them. All right, so diving right in. This is one of our first one. Prices are going to be up on the screen here, guys. Kind of a an interesting design here. Feels pretty sharp. It's got a good look to it. The handle, you know, the way it's ridged might get a little uncomfortable after a while. Something to point out. Handle is plastic. Let's test out the durability of that handle. Yeah, so we got ourselves a plastic handle. It's got a couple of rivets in it. I mean, it feels pretty solid overall. Let's go ahead and give her the paper test. Okay, if you get the right angle, she is pretty sharp. Now, something to keep in mind, the paper test and the sharpness test are all to be taken with a grain of salt because the quality of the metal you're going to find in most Temu blades is not good quality metal. Downside to that is they're not going to stay sharp nearly as long as something like this would right here. All right, for a quick sharpness test here. $275 grams, not bad. So the rating here is the amount of pressure it takes to actually push down. So on top of this being fairly sharp and a decent size, it does come with a fairly decent carrying case. Looks like it has a belt loop right here in the back and a Velcro attacher on top. Now, a couple of these we're not going to be able to do sharpness tests on, and you're about to see why. So what kept showing up in the top 5 were a lot of units like this. So if you guys look, you can see why we can't do a sharpness test. These are display only, but I will say they look awesome. So if you guys want a cool setup or you guys want to set this in something, I highly recommend these. Obviously, don't order these as a real knife. The main reason I included them is because I was going for a top 5, and 2 of these kept appearing in the top 5. So if you guys happen to see these while clicking through, depending on what the ad says, some of the ads for these, obviously I found them on multiple sellers, did not list that they were for display purposes only. The quality, it's really cool. Comes in a neat case. Be awesome to set up on a display somewhere. So obviously, all right, fine. We'll give it the paper test. I would do the sharpness test, but that's a pretty expensive machine and I don't want to break it. All right, coming up is one more that we will not be able to do any tests on, but again, it was on the top list for knives, guys, so we got to check it out. Honestly, these things, even though they're just for display purposes, if you guys want to set these up on a shelf or something, gaming setup, if you're going for a theme, they do look awesome. They are made of metal, both of them. Yeah, here, just take a closer look. It's got a pretty cool feel to it, would look nice kind of propped up on a shelf. So we're going to move through these ones kind of quick, but I just wanted to show them to you guys. Pretty awesome. Now this knife right here had a pretty solid standing at number 4. This is the Tivoli filet and boning knife. It does say made in Germany. Again, we don't know if that's true, but the quality of this handle alone is pretty spectacular. You can see you have a full tang here with 4 drive-through rivets. I mean, it's got a really good look to it and a really nice feel. Now, the blade itself does look a little bit dirty, but that is just the oil they kind of ship them with. All right, so let's give this one a quick paper test here. Woohoo! She is razor sharp. Look at that. Oh man, this comes in at just over $27 for a single knife, but this is nice. You can see the edge is very clean. But man, like, look at that handle. Honestly, I could probably go for a full set of these. All right, and for the sharpness test. All right, so we're sitting at 175 on this one here. I mean, that is a nice sharp knife. Now, it does claim to be made out of 4116 stainless steel. Again, I wish I had a better way to prove whether or not these were what they claim to be, but just from my personal opinion, this is a high quality piece for the price. Fantastic knife. This one is likely gonna go in the kitchen, so keep an eye out on this one. You'll likely see it again in the video in about a year when I'm doing some other kind of review or update. I am gonna start doing updates on the stuff that I keep and use, kind of similar to this. This is gonna be featured in a future video called Teemu After a Year, where we're gonna go over some of the products I've used for a long time. All right, so knife. All right, now for knife number 3. This one was pretty consistent on the list. This one always kind of stayed right around number 3. I will tell you, this one's a little scary to take out because it is in that sheath. Like, it holds it snug. There are a couple of side clips as well. If you clip these, it slides out a little easier. It does appear to be actual leather, but it's very hard to tell. So it kind of looks fake on the inside, but it smells real. Maybe they're actually putting fake leather scent on them. I don't know. Next up, this thing. This thing is an absolute monster. This thing is so heavy. This knife weighs 1.23 to 24 pounds. This thing is a chonker. Yeah, so with that being said, this would probably be really good for like a wood splitter or something. Put it on the wood, whack it with something else. If you guys want to see that, maybe I'll take this on a future camping video and we'll test it out there. You can see she is thick. We'll give it a quick paper test over here. It's also pretty sharp. All right, time for our sharpness test. Got to kind of hold it back because it weighs so much. Coming in at 250 grams of pressure. So far about our second sharpest knife here. This thing is kind of dangerous. I mean, it's so heavy. Look at this thing. Looks like they have a single type of rivet holding down together. So I'm guessing they used some kind of glue to hold the rest of the handle on. I'm not really sure. If you guys have any idea, let me know down below. But yeah, for the price, I mean, you're getting your money's worth in weight alone. Pretty nice case too. Pretty well designed. Like, it holds it in there pretty snug. And of course it has a nice belt loop here in the back. All right, coming into the number 2. This one is a very, very cool looking knife. I mean, just starting off with just the quality and the attention to detail here. It kind of reminds me of the knives I used to get at like car shows and stuff when I was a kid. Except those ones would always kind of fall apart and fray into pieces within a couple of weeks. Look at that. It's got a nice little buckle on it. Again, that smells like actual leather. So the sheath itself is made of wood. It kind of smells like sawdust. So probably some cheap pressed wood, but oh, that is also in there very tight. Whew. So here on the back, you got some nice dragon inlays. You have the riveted belt attachment as well as a little bit of tie in the front, probably just for looks there mostly. And this is another very, very heavy knife. So you got a little bit of branding, a really nice handle. The outer edges appear to be made of wood with some kind of grind marks in there for your hand. Center is a single tang steel blade going all the way through. All right, just for another weight here. This one comes in at 1.18 pounds. Just a little bit below the last one. But man, that looks good. All right, let's give her a quick paper test, then we'll do the sharpness test. Again, if anybody knows a really good way to tell what kind of metal these are, or just a really good an idea, like should I get a hardness tester? Are there other methods for testing these that is reasonable to do within a single video that would help you guys know whether or not it's worth your time and money? All right, so not quite as sharp as the rest of them according to the paper test, but let's see what the actual tester here says. Yeah, we can see right there, 350 grams. It's definitely not as sharp as the rest. Honestly, this looks more like a decoration, but it's actually sharp. What would you guys use something like this for? I mean, that looks awesome though. It really does. That's a great look. It feels high quality. All right, before we get to number one, I want to tell you guys about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Patriot Cooler. Now, for full disclosure, everybody, I did recently start a job with Patriot Cooler. I'm super excited about it because this company loves to help. With every single order of every single product from Patriot Coolers, a portion of the sale goes directly to Homes for Our Troops, supporting our homeless veterans here in the United States. So on top of that, they have high quality, very high quality materials in all of their products. You will not be disappointed. They make everything from 10-ounce mini coffee tumblers all the way up to the 1-gallon chonkers for those who like to stay hydrated, or great for a camping trip. You will see this in future camping videos. They're a fantastic company that is set out to help homeless veterans and do great things and sell top-tier products at a very, very reasonable cost. Make sure to check out the links down below and order yours today. You can also get these customized with your own logo, saying, great for gifts and everything else. And seriously, guys, you are not gonna be disappointed. So to all the people on my channel who highly recommend that I try to support American companies, believe me, I do. Especially companies like Patriot Cooler, where they give back a portion of every single sale to Homes for Our Troops. Fantastic quality. So make sure to check out the links down below if you guys want to order one or check it out. I will also have a discount code down there as well. All right, back to the number one knife pick on Temu. So our number one sold knife on Temu isn't just a knife. It's actually a whole set. So we're gonna go through them. We're gonna check out, see what comes in this. Now, compared to a lot of high-end knife sets, okay, it's fairly cheap. Actually, this is probably cheaper than one entire knife. Let's check out what we get in this one real quick. All right, for every chef in need, you start out with this really nice rollable knife carrier. Basically, you slot all of your knives in, get them all in there secured, and you roll them up. You know, it feels like a really nice quality pouch, but I will say it has a very weird manufacturing smell to it. It's got a really good look to it though. Feels solid, just that it smells a little off. Looks like you also have a pretty decent pair of cut resistance gloves. So they're a cut level up to 5. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but maybe we should try to cut them. Just kind of, we'll be realistic with it here. We're not gonna go crazy on them. Obviously they would eventually cut, but let's give it a shot. I'm pushing pretty hard on this, so we'll see how it holds up. Yeah, I mean, pretty much nothing. You know, I don't have a great way to test cut level gloves. I don't know as much about it. I'll make sure to do some research, and maybe that's something we'll test out in the future, but I mean, with this knife anyways, I can't seem to cut it. So, nice little inclusion there. Now, let's get to the massive set. We're probably only gonna pick one of these and do a sharpness test on it. I just wanted to show you guys the whole set. Now, this is absolutely going to be used in my kitchen. I do enjoy cooking. Looks like we have ourselves a somewhat knife sharpener. This is more just to kind of deburr the edges and keep them sharp, more of a knife maintainer than a sharpener. Some kind of oddly shaped scissors. I'll be honest, it's nice that they're included, but those feel super awkward in the hands. The shape is just, it's just different. Looks like they do come apart for pretty easy cleaning though. Nice. Okay, so this is the entire set. Now, if you consider the price for this whole set, just about 135 bucks, I mean, you're getting the gloves, you're getting the bag, you're getting the maintainer, you're getting the scissors, and 10 knives. So in retrospect, these might be the cheapest knives we've actually bought in the entire set. So interesting enough, I did notice there's 2 different handle designs. So the handle itself, they seem pretty similar. It's a really nice looking blue and black wood, but you notice this accent piece on the edge is different. A little bit there. There's the one, and then here's the other. Now they all come with a nice holder for each blade. And they have a really, oh, that's pretty nice. Check that out. So right here in the center, they have a silicone ring for grip. So you're not just grabbing onto the metal, and that actually feels very comfortable in the hand. So here's the branding on the side if you guys want to check them out. Made by XYJ Knives. Doesn't have a location or anything like that. They look nice. They do have a bit of oil on them from shipping. That's nice to see. Again, a lot of the really cheap ones don't come with any of the oil. So sometimes they'll show up with little rust spots on them. Not great. So with this random one out of the pack, we'll go ahead and give it the paper test. Woo. Wow. Look at that. Man, those are, okay. These are sharp. So again, with this set here, guys, I just kind of want to give you a quick show. We're going to do a sharpness tester on it. It has got an extensive amount of knives in here for the price. Like the fact that these are this sharp right out of the rip. Man, this is a good deal. I can see why this is the #1 sold knife set on Temu. Look at that. Each one has that nice little rubber hole, and man, it fits so well. Like, that is awesome. Also kind of curious, I'm not really sure what this is for. If anybody knows what this little hole right here is for, let me know in the comments down below. I'm very curious. All right, same blade here. Let's get her lined up. Woo! Yeah, that is sharp. 175 grams of pressure to push down. It took 175 grams to break the little line. So the sharpness tester basically works off of pressure. So you have this little unit here. It's got a little line. When it breaks down, it uses a certain amount of pressure, and that's what's recorded as the highest pressure. Obviously, if I push down, it'll raise up, but these are a go buy. If you guys haven't tried these, if you guys have tried these, let me know. That's gonna be about it for the video. If you guys wanna see future tests with these, if you guys wanna see any of these knives appear in a future camping video or cooking, let me know. These are going right in the kitchen. These will be used 100%. Thanks again to Patriot Coolers for sponsoring today's video. Again, check out their links down below, guys. If you feel bad about buying from Teemu, go check out Patriot Coolers down below. Help support a veteran today. All right, guys, I appreciate it for watching this one, and we will see you on the next one.